Hello, welcome to Mini Shop's How to Sculpt videos with myself, Elizabeth. Today what we're going to do is sculpt little Lou, one of the first pieces I made when I made sculpting a business. Alright, we're going to need some clay and some tools. You can use any sort of clay, but I like to use Sculpey. We'll need some pink clay if you want to make a pink pig, some brown clay, some white clay, and some black clay. You'll also need a magnet and some super glue if you want to make it a magnet. I use this. Also, an x-acto knife or a butter knife. A toothpick tool. Well, you can use a toothpick or a potter's needle. Also, a silicone dowel tool with a balled end, or you can use a pen tip. I'll link those tools down below. You'll also need some sort of mat. I'm just using some parchment paper. Let's begin. Alright, I'm going to make a lighter version of Little Lou because it's fun to mix it up. Speaking of mix it up, it's time to warm up the clay. As you're warming it up, you're making sure that it doesn't crack in the oven, and it makes it easier to work with. We're going to begin by taking a little ball of clay, like so, and rolling it into a ball, and then once it's a ball, we're going to flatten it into an oval shape, like this. There we go. All right, now we're going to set that down and make a little body, about twice as much clay as we used for the head. We are going to warm it up also, and then roll it into a ball. This ball will turn into an oval, kind of a teardrop oval shape, and then we will flatten it, like so. And then we will see if it's too big or too small. Mine's a little big, so I'll take some off and redo. Okay, I like that size a lot better. We're going to attach them by setting the head on top of the body and then smoothing it in on the back. Like that. Okay. Now that those are attached, we are going to make a little spot for where our eyes will be. About halfway in the middle, make a little X and put a dot on either side of the X. Then you can take your pen or your silicone dowel tool and indent where you just marked and smooth out that X so that it's not visible. Okay, once you've got those indents, we are going to add a little snout. So, take a tiny bit of clay, about this much, and plop it on her face, like so. Smooth it in, or his face if you're making a boy pig. Both are fun. All right, now that that's smoothed in, we're going to give her some cheeks, because pigs have big cheeks. Okay, take about this much clay, roll it into two little balls, and attach those balls right to the side of her face below her eyes. These we're going to smooth in with our fingers again. Like so. As you can see from the side, we're adding layers to the pig. Okay. As we add these layers, we're smoothing it in. And the eyes may be disappearing, but that's okay. They're just reference marks for the moment. Totally okay. All right, now we're going to add some chins. We'll give her a chin here, like this, with just a little bit of clay, about half as much as we took for the cheeks, and then about as much as we took for the cheeks, to wrap around from cheek to cheek, like so. and she's not dancing. And we'll smooth in with our silicone dowel tool like this. All right, just the chins give her the effect or the image of a pig. When we had pigs, we had Vietnamese potbelly pigs, so they're a miniature breed, generally, but they're still pretty big. And they were Lily and Sanford, and Lily had so many chins. It was super cute. And they loved their bellies being rubbed, and I taught them to sit, so I like pigs. If you know anybody who has pigs, tag them in the comments below or send this to them, and it'd be fun to see their pigs. Or if you make somebody's pig, or if you have pigs. All right. We don't have them anymore though. That was many years ago. But once you have this, we are going to add the ears. You can take about as much as we took, about half as much as we took for the head, and then split that amount into two, roll it into two balls, and then make it into a teardrop shape with your fingers like so, and then flatten them. So we've got a little pig ear, pink pig ear. Then we're going to attach it about, so it's halfway in between the eyes, or in between the eye and the forehead. This placement. All right, now we'll do it with the other side. This one's starting to look like a certain little pig that's very popular, but I won't say the name because of copyright stuff. All right, we're going to take our silicone dowel tool and indent right in the center of her ear on both ears, and then pinch on the side to make the hole kind of smaller, or the indent smaller, like so. And then we're going to pinch the edges like that, like that. If you heard that, that was our neighbor's peacock. Okay. I should make a peacock one day. If you're a fan of that, comment below. All right. If I get enough yeses, I'll make one. Or if I just feel like it one day. Okay. Now that we've got this part, we are going to add her eyes. So there's a few ways you can do eyes here. You can just add the black eyes, or you can add, see how I did different layers of eyes here? We can take a tiny bit of white clay, like about that much, split it into two, roll it into balls, and then put those inside our divots that we've created. Once we have that, we can indent again, like so, and like so. We can take a tiny bit less brown, so as much as we took for the white, but just like a smidge less. Cut that into two, roll those into tiny little balls, and then put those right on top of the white, making sure that the white is still showing. You can put them in the holes and then slightly press down with your finger until they're in the right spot, like so. Okay, now last one, we're going to indent again. just ever so slightly. And we're going to take even less black than we took brown. And I got it stuck in my nail, but there we go. If you ever see a dirty nail in my videos, it's because there's clay. And sometimes it doesn't come out. Okay, cut that in half. Like so. Roll it into the balls. And then we are going to put those on top of the brown. You can make the black part of her eyes as big or as small as you want, or of your pig's eyes, if whatever your pig is. Like so. Okay, now that we have that, we can add the snout, or the nose. Take about twice as much as you did for the eyes and roll it into a ball. Then we are going to flatten it into an oval and slightly press down on either side. Then we are going to place it on her face, like that. And then we can take a little bit less clay and place it down below. If it's too much, then you can take some off, like mine is. And do like this. If you want, you can take the silicone dowel tool and then put that there. Take it and indent on the side of the snout, like so. Then you can make eyebrows on her, like here. And here you can make her happy, frowning, sad, surprised, whatever you want. Okay, now take the white clay, take your potter's needle, and take a tiny bit, a little speck off, like that. And then place it on top of the black part of her eye. If it falls, which it might, just be very careful. There we go. Now do it for the other eye. And if one's bigger than the other, you can kind of eyeball it and see like that. See, that might be about the same. There we go. If one's bigger than the other, you can add more to one of the whites or one of the sparkles, or you can take away a tiny bit from the other. Okay, now to make her sitting, we are going to take some clay and roll it out into kind of a very thick snake. Like that. And then we are going to put those, see, now I made my body too short here, but we're going to put those like this and then pull it around the shoulder so that it's like that. Then we're going to soften up this end again and do the same on the other side, like so. Your little pig is starting to take shape. Then we can take our clay and make it into kind of a thicker ball and set it on the side here if you want your pig sitting. And then pull a little bit out like this while indenting. like so. I feel like that's a theme word of my how-to videos, like so. I'll have to search some different explanatory terms. But there, we'll do the same on the other side. Her little foot, or the little back of her foot. There we go. Like that. And if your legs are too big or too small, you can always take them off and redo them. Add more clay, take clay off. It's up to you. You are the artist. All right. Just a few more things here. We're going to take more clay and wrap it around, just so that her cheeks are like they're going over her legs, like the body, like the head is in front of the body. That's what I'm trying to say there. Then we're going to smooth it in. Now you'll notice that this pig looks a little different than the original Little Lou, and that's always what happens when you make things not from a mold. You can't exactly replicate them, but you can try and get similar. But it's still fun to try. Now I think she needs a bit more of a chin because she lost her chin. You lost your chins, piggy. That's okay. But if you like the way your pig's chin is, or chins, then leave it. It's great. Okay. There we go. I'm going to knock the camera. No, sorry about that. I'm going to smooth those in, as we do with most everything. Give her little cheeks. And I guess I'll note here that sometimes some colors are harder to smooth in than others. So if you're working with a different color, it's okay. Note to know that. And have patience. I always like to say have patience with clay because it's a process and it's fun to work with and really relaxing, for me at least, and why I love it so much. It's an outlet. As is all art, all forms of art or exercise. All right. We're getting there. Oh, I love that little one. And then sometimes it's really fun with a piece. I look at it and I just really like it all of a sudden. It's like, you are so cute. Which I hope you do with your pieces because they're awesome, I bet. And I love people trying for the first time or trying a bunch for the 15th time or however many times you've sculpted. It's still awesome. And I bet it looks great, even if you don't think so. Okay. Now that we have that, we can add the little hoofs. We're going to take about as much as we took for the snout and take it in half, roll it into balls, and then set those at the base, flattening them at the base of her feet. If they don't line up, then you can just pull out these legs a little bit and adjust as needed. like so. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take about as much as we took for one of these hooves and split it into two, like that. Roll those into balls and then set them on the other legs, like that. Just at the very edge. There we go. Okay, now we're going to take our potter's needle or a toothpick and make an indent in each of the hooves, like the hooves of a pig. They're hooves, right? I think so, yeah. Okay. Now that we have that, you can be done, or if you want, and it's a girl, you can add a little bow. You can add a few little hairs up top by taking some clay and rolling it out to tiny pieces, breaking it off, pulling it off, and pulling it off, like so. Then attaching it to the head. You can also make your pig with really funny hair, any sort of funny hair you want, like a mohawk or goofy little hair that hangs over its eyes, whatever you want. But I'll show you how to make a bow with some white clay. We're just going to take two little pieces of white clay, about the same size, and then I'm trying to get the same size. It may take a minute to get the same size. Okay. Nope, still not there. Okay, now we are there. We're going to roll those and press them flat, and then kind of make them triangular between your fingers like this, and then set that right on top of where the hair goes. Do that with this one as well, but make the triangle facing the other way. We're going to set that right there. Okay, there you go. Take your silicone dowel tool, indent the tiniest bit at the center, and if your bow has unpointed, then you can tap the side and then tap the top like that, like so. Then we're going to take a tiny bit of white clay, about a fourth of what we just took, and roll it into a little cylinder and press it flat right on top of that bow. There you go. But now last thing, before you bake it at 275 for 15 minutes in a normal oven if you're using Sculpey clay, and then you can attach the magnet afterwards. But don't forget to sign your name. I'm signing out as Minnie's Shop, Easy K, and that you can come up with some fun signature of your own, 2020. If you have any questions, let me know below, or if you'd like anything else to be made, I'd love to take suggestions. I'd love to see pictures of your pigs. Like and subscribe for more. Have a great time. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.